大家好，我是 Amber， 欢迎您收看我的视频，也希望新来的朋友订阅、点赞，并且支持我的频道。昨天我分享了一段我先生对当前病毒感染情况的一些分析，很多网友呢都对我先生这种科学认真的态度加以肯定和赞赏，我也把这种情况呢告诉了我家先生。他一听也非常的有兴趣，把他所要掌握的一些对新变异病毒的情况分享给大家。
So today I wanted to talk a little bit about mutations and variants. This is in the news a lot. We've seen the development of different variants around the world. The B117 variant that was first found in the United Kingdom has become the dominant strain here in the United States. Most of the new cases over the last 6 months have been that strain from the United Kingdom. And now, of course, there is a new mutation, what we call the Delta variant from India, and it is rapidly growing here in the United States. So I wanted to talk just a little bit about how these mutations and variants happen and what that means for us. So I want to look over here at the RNA genome of the virus. This is the strand of RNA that carries all the genes for the virus. Now, obviously, it doesn't look exactly like this. This is just my cartoon interpretation of what the RNA looks like. When the virus replicates, when it grows inside your body and creates new virus particles, the RNA matches up with another strand of RNA and duplicates all of these genes. But every once in a while, a mistake will occur, and there will be a gene that is just a little bit different from the parent, from the original RNA strand. That one change is known as a mutation. A mutation is just a simple change, a mistake in copying the genes. Now, almost all of the genes that are copied incorrectly produce no effect. So when a mutation happens that has little or no effect, that new strain is likely to die out. In the process of virus duplication all over the region, all over the world, this will not become a big portion of the population of virus. And so it will probably die out. That virus strain will die out of the virus population. Every once in a while, a mutation will occur some other random place on the RNA when the virus is trying to duplicate, and that change will lead to the new strain of virus being less contagious. It is less likely to spread from person to person. Now, if it is less contagious, it will also obviously die out of the virus population. Because it is less contagious, it is slower to spread, and so the previous other strains will continue to take over, and this one will simply die out.
Oh, yeah.
Now, sometimes a mutation will happen some other random place on the RNA, and that will lead to this new strain being more deadly. It might be just exactly as contagious, it spreads just as quickly as the original virus, but it is more deadly. Well, if it tends to kill more of its hosts if it tends to kill more of the humans that get infected, this also will tend to die out, because the more of the patients infected with this strain, because they are more likely to die, they are around for less amount of time, they have less chance of spreading the virus to other people, and so that strain is likely to die out from the big population of virus strains.
Yeah.
Now, very rarely, every once in a great while, there will be a mutation some other place on the RNA of the virus genome, and it will lead to that strain being more contagious. Like the strain that was first identified in the United Kingdom. There was one that was in South Africa. And now we are seeing the spread of a particular strain like this from India that is known as the Delta variant. Now, when a strain like this is more contagious, and that simply means that somebody who is infected tends to infect more people from that one patient, then what happens is this particular variant, it grows in the population and grows and grows and grows. And it only takes being just a little bit more contagious before the effect of this more rapid spread causes it to become the dominant variant. So, for instance, this is the variant that spread so rapidly and infected so many millions of people in India in a short amount of time. And as a result of it infecting more and more people so rapidly, it killed a lot of people. Now, whether this particular Delta variant is also more deadly is not entirely clear yet. We simply don't have enough data to know for sure. But it is looking like it may also be slightly more deadly than the original. But the bigger issue here is that it is more contagious. And that is what causes it to grow and grow so much more quickly and take over an entire region like India. And just about 2 weeks ago, in the United States, about 10% of new cases were this Delta variant, and now the estimate, that was 2 weeks ago, now the estimate in the United States is that the Delta variant is probably somewhere around 25% of all new cases of coronavirus. So you can see that it is rapidly becoming the more efficiently transmitted variant, and it will not be long before it is the dominant strain in the United States. Does that help explain what we mean about mutations and variants and why we worry about some of these variants that are more contagious than the original?
Oh, yeah, very helpful.
Now, one other thing to note is that so far it looks like all of these are reasonably well protected by the vaccines that we've got. There's no question that some of them are a little bit less prevented by the vaccines, but the vaccines are all providing at least some protection against all of these variants.
Yeah.
But if we don't stop the overall spread, we will eventually get a variant that is not at all protected by the vaccines, and then we have to start all over again.
Wow. So vaccines is very important to get.
Well, it's important to get the vaccines, and if we end up needing a booster or a slightly different vaccine a year from now, we will get that vaccine as well, because we want to be protected from all of the variants that we possibly can.
Yeah, I agree with you. Thank you. Thank you so much.